best parts of hanging out with these guys without the hangover.
Well, hi, guys.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Zig and Larry and Our Topic, the only show that reminds you if you're not afraid of registries, every beach can be a nude one. I'm Zig. Over there's Larry. I've been waiting to say that all morning. How you doing, pal?
I'm dandy. I am dandy. This is the only podcast where we try to answer the age-old question of why do I smell like this?
It's been almost 2 years, and the answer so far is
there's science can't help you. Invite the clergy to help.
I need an old priest, a young priest.
Old Papa Bear here decided after his gig last night that he would come home and drink rum with his wife.
Good.
Until 2 a.m.
Good.
Yeah, there was just one point where Willow and Gideon were like, we got to go to bed. And I'm like, yes, you do. Go on to bed. And they're like, oh, no, it's going to be one of those days. And I was like, I'll be fine. I'll be up before you. Barely. I got up and was like, hey, you guys have music lessons. And Willow was like, I'm really tired. Do I have to go? I was like, I can't drive your brother. I am unable to do that. You have to do it. And she was like, all right, yeah, you're right for God and country. I'm like, yeah, that's my girl.
That's spectacular. Most people wait until their parents are elderly before they start taking over, but you've got a different route with it.
Yeah, well, this is they just get like snippets, just little touches here and there where they get to get ready for the inevitable. They're like, oh, Pop's asleep in the chair again. Oh, that's rum. That's a rum sleep is what that is.
Why does he smell like a pirate? More so.
Just Larry Smith, the landlocked pirate.
Refer to me only as Dick Beard.
Yar, Dick Beard is on the way. What's been going on, pal?
Very little, blissfully. For the first week in my goddamn life. Almost nothing. So I think she's gone now, but she moved out. A couple of apartments over.
The wife?
No. This woman that I'm about to tell you a story about. Her name is something, presumably. I honestly never got that far.
Polish, then.
Well, no, we never got past like dear and hun and hello, dear, how are you? I'm good, sweetie. Like stuff like that. She lived. We could see her like from our patio. We both live on the ground floor. And for a while, her mom was living with her. Like, this woman is 65. So her mom was Methuselah. And Methuselah was a very sweet.
I remember when dirt was made.
Back then, we used to call it food. But her mom was staying with her for a while. She like had an accident. So like she was on a walker. And at the same time, I was on a walker. So we commiserated. You know.
Sure.
And the 6-year-old woman, we'll call her the daughter, the young one, 65 or something. Ange was convinced that she had a crush on me, and I never saw it.
So you were living next door to half of the Golden Girls. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, but the mom was British, so picture Sophia as British with a limp.
Yeah.
And you're basically there.
That's no problem. I've done it. I did it for most of my life. I just would put Sophia in different positions. Anyway. Well,
long story short, Andrew was convinced that she wanted to get my pants. And I'm like, that's just weird. I don't even want to think about it because she's like a warrior woman, like the 65. Like she's an axe wielding maiden. And she just came up to our patio yesterday and she's moving out. Like, oh, I thought you were leaving in mid-May. She's like, no, tomorrow morning, meaning this morning is my last day. I just wanted to give this to you. To show you how much I appreciate you being nice to my mom. It's just a little something. Actually, this is so stupid. You know what? Nobody watches this, but I'm going to get it for you.
Okay.
Hold on, pause 1 second or vamp. I'll be back in 1 second.
Vamp. So yeah, obviously, Zig is living next door to because she's a shield maiden. The way that's B. Arthur. That's just like a polite B. Arthur that he's next to with a voice. I can only assume that isn't quite like B. Arthur because I know I sound like B. Arthur. This is what B. Arthur said. Ma, see, it's the same thing. You thought B. Arthur was right here. We had brought her back from the dead, hooked some jumper cables up to her, gave her whatever cocktail of chemicals they give Keith Richards to keep him alive, and you thought that she was sitting right here. And no,
I don't know what I missed, and I don't care. So Do you need to finish a thought, or would you say you
No,
nailed
it's
it?
probably best if you stop me.
Okay, so she said this is just a little something. She also gave me a cooler bag, one of those like coolers that you throw on her shoulder. But
Uh-huh.
on the top, it's like she knows me. On the top, she gave me the perfect present for me. It's a cooler bag with on the top is 2 beer koozies just built in, so you can just put your beers in there and go walking on the beach. And she knows I enjoy gardening and plants, so she said, "Here's a little something, just for being nice." Again, remember, I don't know this woman's name. Okay,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Larry, please explain to the listeners what you're seeing right now.
That looks like a hand-thrown pot
Mhm.
filled with all of the prettiest of plants. You got like a daylily up there, and maybe
Uh-huh.
what are those, daisies? Are those
I have no
daisies?
idea. I have no idea.
Some manner of fern and
There's an actual tree in the back.
there's a ficus, I believe, is
Uh-huh.
what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
These are all real.
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
This thing weighs easily 28 pounds.
Yeah, because it's also filled with rocks.
Mhm. Yeah, rocks and dirt. 100%. There's rocks on the top. Can you see? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
there's rocks. There's rocks on the top layer to keep the dirt there. So this is just a little something from a woman whose name I don't know. And Angel's like, "Do you see now?" I'm like, "Yeah, she wants to smell the dong."
Yeah,
I'm
she
kind
does.
of glad that she's going. The thing that really bites Ange in the ass is that that's actually a peace lily.
Oh,
The
yes.
big bloom on the top is a peace lily. We've had a small peace lily in the house that refuses to bloom, and we brought it from Chicago. It never got over 6 inches tall. We've kept it alive, but only barely. A lot of the plants that we have in the house we refer to as like Auschwitz because they're just like, well, they're hanging on, but not by much. So now I have to deal with this goddamn thing.
It's
The
beautiful.
bowl itself is $60 for
Right?
Yeah. So this is my problem now. We're gonna keep the tree and let everything else die. I don't know. So that was my yesterday. As she patiently waited when I went outside to cut a little bit. I was making dinner. I was cutting a little herb clipping for dinner.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, "Perfect timing. Come here, honey." I'm like, "I've got something in the broiler," which I did, which is the gayest thing I think I've said since. That's one too many dicks. I did. I had some shit in the broiler. I didn't want it at first. I pulled it out. I'm like, "Oh yeah, what's her name still out there?" She goes, "Here, honey," and it was in the cooler bag. This whole thing, like, that's $150 worth. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's-
Did I fuck you and I forgot? Like,
This is your parting gift.
mhm.
This is your parting gift for doing your best.
So this is a very beautiful arrangement that you would see in like a new age doctor's office. Like he does have a DO, but he doesn't want to talk to you about your ailments. He's just like, "Are you feeling depressed? Did you smell the sage? Smell more sage." That's
Here,
my diagnosis.
We're gonna smudge you.
Mhm.
What? No, I'm just gonna light some sage, and then I'm gonna wave it. I'm gonna wave it at your butthole, not in
Right.
your butt, but at. But I'm gonna need you to take your pants off.
Need or want? Come
Yes.
see, come saw, but there is no copay. Okay. Very good.
All right. Well, now let me look you in the brown eye, and can you make it wink? Because if you can, then I'll be able to see the stars.
My stomach hurts. I have a crystal for that. I have to go.
I think that's why my stomach hurts, because the last crystal you gave me, I tried to use as a suppository.
Mhm.
What are you drinking, buddy?
This we're referring to as brunch. Since listeners, we are recording this, it is noon my time. It's 11 a.m. Larry's time. So Larry's actually drinking what appears to be coffee.
It is
Is there anything in it?
just coffee.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's noon here, so I've been drinking for 3 hours, and this is my new favorite thing because I bought an entire watermelon, which is roughly the size of this pot of nonsense, and I don't know what to do with it. But I found out if you throw a handful of watermelon with some ice and some sugar and a touch of salt in an immersion blender, it turns into a Slurpee, and you pour a couple of beers on it. It's a lovely brunch drink.
Well, that
This
does.
is a watermelon Slurpee shandy thing.
And you're
with
drinking it out of
highlight.
some manner of beaker, I believe.
This is what came with the immersion blender that you're supposed to use for food prep. I
Uh-huh.
just put 2 beers in it. So this was the largest vessel, and I just didn't feel like dirtying another glass.
Excellent. I now I'm just doing some coffee right now just to get the heart started.
Listeners, just so if you're curious, he is okay. He
I,
will be all right.
yeah, I'm fine. I've done this before. I did get up and make a killer breakfast sandwich though.
As did I.
I had some hard salami,
Euphemism for
I was gonna say, and also some breakfast meats, but
today is all about slang. I want to hear all of your euphemisms for your breakfast meats.
and go the slippery sausage. Which no, never mind. That's an inside thought that remains there, I believe.
You just let part of it out, and it just wants to party.
It sure does. It just wants to dance. I don't want to live your life.
You can only say that once while driving a tractor.
Trust me, I know.
At least out loud. You can think it all you want.
Papa, I don't want to be a steer wrestler. I just want to dance and be in theater. Get the fuck off this land.
Do something manly. It's called steer wrestling. There's two definitions. We're talking about slang. So if I'm gonna rope you. See, again, ropes. What we're talking about is different.
But yeah, I threw together a little scrambled egg, but well, I say scrambled. I made a little pile of egg. I got one of those egg pans.
That's my favorite kind of way to have eggs. How would you like your eggs? Go to a diner. Pile. Will do.
It's one of those mornings where I was like, I use the egg pan because it makes it perfect shape for a sandwich, right?
Very good. Oh yeah.
And fried up some bacon and grabbed some hard salami, and he was grateful, and cooked that up in the bacon grease, and
of course
melted some sharp cheddar on top of that. Had some artisan bread that I toasted up, buttered, threw a little spinach on it, a little hot sauce, and then we also had cinnamon brown sugar Pop-Tarts. So I warmed up one of those and had it with my breakfast.
Well, okay.
Because life's about balance.
Very good.
And I was like, man, this is real savory. I'm going to need something sweet. And by that, I'm going to need the sugars to get me through this next hour, is what I was.
Well done. We had a very similar experience. I made myself a lovely BLT with a fried egg on it with thinly sliced ribeye left over from last night because I grilled myself up a ribeye that was easily thick, like Lizzo thick, like delicious.
Oh, yeah.
And for sugar, though, I had one of these brunch drinks. So this is, I don't know how many this is at this point. You don't have to count beers anymore, especially if you don't care and it's humid.
Yeah. No, you're of an age and stature in your life where counting beers, that's for the peasants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gen X, not Xennial. I use your made up word. If you're born up until 1980, you're Gen X. Period. That's it. You can't be Xennials. It's not like you're Cancer with a Leo rising or some nonsense, whatever the fuck is closer to that.
Show you my Leo rising.
Hey, again?
I had a little
Wait for
Delmonico.
the bruises to heal.
Yeah, but I'm trying to make a topographical map. I don't know. That was the best I got. And
it's like phrenology, but with hemorrhoids and piles. Don't.
I made myself a nice little Delmonico ribeye on Monday.
Delightful.
And I picked it out. And the guy at the butcher's counter at the grocery store picks it up. He's like, "Yeah, this is a good looking one." And then he starts talking to me, just chatting. And I go to this store a lot. I talk to my guys at but he's chatting and he's gesturing with my steak. And I'm like watching it, and I'm like, but maybe don't do that with.
Pardon me, that's my supper. Could you not flap it about? And don't make me say stupid shit like that any longer. Wrap it up.
I put it in the brown paper and cradle it towards me. This is I haven't
wrap up your meat so then it's my meat. This is what we're doing. I've claimed it.
I will take it to the front and give people paper money so that I can officially make this my meat. Yeah, there's just the dude's just and when if you do this with it or this with it, these are great. I love these Delmonico cuts, and I'm like, but can you just put it on the skit? I'm very hungry and I just want to go home. Can you please just
threatening me with dinner? It's Monday. Jesus Christ!
For God's sakes, man! I
took a ticket. I didn't ask for your opinion. I said, "Can I have a Delmonico?" Your response should have been, "Sure." That's the story of me and you.
I do appreciate do you have your eye on one of these? Any of them look good? I'm like, they all look good. Grab whichever one you think is best.
I do appreciate that. At the butcher counter, you should be able to pick the one you want. So
Yeah.
T-Bone, that guy right there, third in the middle. Absolutely. I've never had a guy be shitty about that, though, if you pick the one you want.
No, not normally, if they don't ask, I just, dealer's choice, I'm fine. But normally, or if I look in and I go, they all look about the same.
Yeah.
I will say, though, I let him get away with it because he was like, any of these look good? And I was like, yeah, they all look good. You just pick one. And he goes, hold on. And he picks up, because they were stacked with the paper in between in the rack. And he picks up the paper and kind of folds it back. And he goes, I was looking at this one earlier when I was putting it in. This one's the best one. And I was like, well, he just gave me the pick of the litter. Absolutely. I'm going to let him gesture around with my floppy steak and just I'm gonna be but okay, 5 seconds, we're up to 10. Okay, now we've had a full-on conversation. But can I come back there and do it myself, and we can continue this conversation? I need to go.
I don't want that one anymore. It's been aerated too much. You know what? From now on, salad. Fuck you. I'm out of here.
I guess I'm a vegetarian now. Fuck me. Hey, so last weekend I got to open up that new comedy club,
right?
The Laughing Barrel, which somebody hilariously said, "Oh, I thought maybe that was your new stage name," and I was like, "All right, yes, I'm barrel shaped. I get it. Yeah.
Leave the jokes to literally anyone else. Anyone, the bus driver. I don't know.
It was like 3 different people that made that joke, and I'm like, all right, well, thank you. Yes, I understand. I know what I look like. I have to see it.
When your mom told you were clever, she meant to her.
Yeah.
And that's where that ends. So, no, I'm sorry.
Well, that's a great segue into what I was going to tell you about. I mean, the club is beautiful. Like, I want to tell you, the club is absolutely beautiful.
Brand new, they did it up right?
Yes.
Cool.
And it's a cool space because I was looking around. I'm standing because we get there and I'm looking at the front door and I'm looking around. Apparently there's a back entrance that I was supposed to use that no one told me. So, I'm standing at the front door and I'm waiting, and I finally just knock and they open up like, "Oh, we've been waiting on you." And I'm like, "I've been here." They're like, "Well, you were supposed to go in the back." And I was like, there is no one gave me any indication. They're like, "Where did you park?" I said, "I parked right here in one of these spaces." And they're like, "Yeah, you were supposed to park in the back." I was like, again,
common knowledge.
This is not common knowledge at all. That Papa knew, but all right, let's go for it. But you walk in and I was like, "Oh, do we go around here?" No, it goes down. They've got like the log cabin railings, like what the type of railings you would see in log cabins where it's just like small trees.
I could sketch it if forced to at knife point.
Excellent. And when I'm down to visit, we're gonna do that.
I wanted to go to the beach. Let's give the ladies a vote, shall we? Do we stab, zig, or go swimming? Does it have to be one?
Why not both? You just get to stabbing and we'll get down to the beach. But yeah, so it's those. Well, and they've got like lanterns hanging up, so you walk down. It's down in like the basement, so you've got these awesome low ceilings. The lighting is really cool. They've got like a solid slab bar that somebody had just cut a tree trunk and then just smoothed it. I mean, it's gorgeous down there. It's so gorgeous. And the owners are amazing people. Absolutely really nice folks. Want to do everything right. And so they had done a lot. They asked a lot of questions. How can we make this better? It was a great experience. Save for there were 4 women that sat right up front.
Oh no.
2.
Is it bad? Is it bad, Larry?
It wasn't. 2 of them wanted to be part of the show. 2 of them kept going like this and trying to hide. This one woman was so drunk and she kept like during the features set. At one point, this woman yells, "I'm friends with Carrot Top," and
What?
I was like, well, if you love Carrot Top, you're gonna hate Larry Smith. That's how it is. But she kept saying, this woman told us all night, "I'm friends with Carrot Top. I'm from Las Vegas." And the owners, after my set, the owners came up to her and they're like, "You have to not do that unless they engage you, unless the comic looks at you, asks you a question, or you don't do that." And she's like, "I'm from Las Vegas. This is what they want in Las Vegas. The comics want you to interact with them."
No, they don't.
No, they don't. And that's Nicole, because this woman came and she goes, "Apparently I'm supposed to apologize to you, but I'm from Las Vegas and I'm friends with Carrot Top." And I was like, "Yeah, you said that all through my set."
We figured out what your personality is. Your personality is you're drunk and you're friends with Carrot Top.
Yeah.
That's what you got going for
Well,
you. It's your entire CV.
What I loved is she was like, when she said, "This is what they want in Vegas," Nicole was like, "No, they don't." She goes, "Oh, you say you're friends with Carrot Top? What's his real name?" Like, Nick was being like the meanest I've ever seen. And she was like, this one's like, "What?" She goes, "Well, you're friends with him. You said you're friends with him. What's his real name?" And she just blinked at her and was like, "Well, this is in Vegas. This is what they," and I was like, "All right, honey, I need to go get another drink." And I looked at Nicole. She's like, I got this." And I was like,
Oddly enough, I know the answer to that question because of SAG when you can't have the same name with somebody else. His given name is LeVar Burton.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they had to change it. He went Carrot Top.
Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, because if you're going to,
or Equity probably, but still.
Why not be right on the nose when you're choosing a stage name?
Right.
But during my set, this woman, like the other super drunk woman, she would say things like, part of her enjoying the show is that she would forget that she was at a live show and just would talk at the screen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
And so this drunk, I know her name. Her name is Robin because she told me 3 times.
Right.
And she kept going, "My name's Robin. My name's Robin. My name's Robin." I said, "Yeah, I heard you the first 2 times." And she was like, "Okay." And I was looked back at her, I was like, "Hey, remind me, what's your name?" She goes, "Rob." And I said, "No one gives a fuck. No one cares. No one cares that your name, they don't care what your name is, and they don't care that you're friends with Carrot Top. No one paid money to listen to you speak tonight." Right? And I look at the yacht, and the rest of the crowd's like, "Fuck yes, shut the fuck up." But then she got up. She went. I thought she was going to go sit in the back because she got up. No, she came back with more booze.
Good.
And then at one point, I said something. She made another comment. I don't even remember. I had a snappy retort and I went right into my set. And then she leaned to her friends and went, "He's quick. He's very clever." And then turned to the people behind her and said, "Isn't he clever? Isn't he quick?" And then she turned and looked at me and went, "You're very quick." And I stopped again in the middle of my joke. And I was like, "Yes, I know. That's why they pay me to be on stage. And they give me one of these to talk into. Did they give you one of these to speak into? No? Then stop, please. You're ruining everything." And then I finally got down and did what I got like squatted down right in front of her at one point. And I was like, "Can I give you, I know you're from Vegas and I know you're friends with the illustrious Carrot Top. But can I give you a free lesson in comedy?" She's like, yeah, sure." And I was like, "Comedy relies on timing and pace. And when you talk, it fucks both of those things up. And all of my jokes rely on timing and pace. I'm not crowd work guy. I don't like it. I just want to come up here and have a 45 to 60-minute conversation one way. And then after the show, you can tell me all the inane bullshit that I think you're making up."
I would be a happy sounding board for all of your lies.
But until then, please, everyone agrees. We just need you to just chill out. Can you do that? And she's like, "You're very clever." Yep. Yes, I am.
Right.
I am. Yep.
Phenomenal.
And I looked at the owners, and I stood up and I was like, I'm earning that paycheck tonight. And dude was like, "Yes, you are." All right, thanks. I had then like just a string of great shows. The Stable in Bloomington was my crowd. Man, they were just a mixture of ages of broken drunks. It was beautiful. It was just a bunch of of some older folks mixed with folks around our age, mixed with some younger, like 20 somethings, but they were all dressed like 90s grunge acts. It was like, oh, you're my people. This is
Happily enough for me, that's coming back, and I never got rid of any of that stuff.
right. That's my
now
wardrobe.
now it's in a dad bod with gray pubes, so it's got the same stink, but like it's an additional stink.
Yeah, there's a level of stink.
Is there a 30-year-old patchouli coming off of that flannel? Regrettably, yeah. I've learned since then.
You can't wash it out.
You can't wash it out. You can't OxyClean that, Shane. You really can't.
I had a show last night, dude, and the first portion of it, like the first quarter of my set, it was a small crowd, and they were all from I didn't realize until I had went up, it was a lawyer's office. It was like 3 lawyers and their entire staff had come out to see the comedy show, and I went up looking the way I do, and immediately they were like, nope. And they made me fucking work for it last night. Like the first portion of my set, they were just like, I mean, it's kind of funny. And I just looked at them and was like, what makes you laugh? What can I do to make you like me? For God's sakes, what do you want me to talk about?
And that's how you ended up on the registry that I was talking about at the beginning of the show.
Yes, absolutely.
One ball. We want to see one ball. All right. I'm a whore. So whatever.
Just anything that will make you happy. But I ended up getting them about halfway through the set and finished strong, and that's all they'll remember. But man, I'd gotten spoiled having being able to just go up, being in what would be called my crowd, and just from the moment I walk on stage and the first noise I make. Because I don't go up like, "Hey guys, what's happening? How's it going?" I go up and I go, all right. And that's how I always start the set. and 99% of the time, people are like, all right, that noise coupled with that face makes sense. Life has had its turn on him, and it's coming back around, and it's not going to spit before it enters.
Not going to spit before it enters. The B-side to Folsom Prison Blues was no acclaim, 0 acclaim, a lot of tears, a lot of personal stories.
Yeah, I believe it was that song that inspired Ring of Fire, actually.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It always comes back to Johnny Cash and prison rape. Speaking of neither of those two things, do we still have a sponsor, Larry?
Oh, shit. We sure do. We sure do. And right now is the perfect time to do it. Hey, Zig, do you know Spliff Society?
SpliffSociety.org?
Yes, spliffsociety.org.
Do I? That's the organization that matches up underprivileged little people with chances to be pen pals with the clergy.
Yes, and they also offer unmatched quality with exclusive, all-natural palm leaf spliffs.
Do they also do the flamingo thing?
Oh, they definitely do the flamingo thing.
Sweet. I saw 2 peacocks across the street the other day.
I don't think you can call them that anymore.
No, the birds.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually did. It was a weird fucking day.
I don't know if Spliff Society uses peacocks to hand pick and hand roll their spliffs. They're in Tampa?
Yeah, rich neighborhood. Sometimes with the rich people, they let peacocks loose on their property, and they just go all over the neighborhood. and like just leaving peacock shit on other people's like Amazon packages. It's fucking weird, but they don't care. They're rich. That's kind of bullshit Will Smith would do.
You know what? You don't need to be rich to get a peacock. They let peacocks run around a zoo. You can just steal those.
Yeah, or off the fucking street. Because what are we doing?
Oh, we're talking about Spliff Society's.
Little people think
Their leaves are lightly toasted to provide a perfect harmonic balance between smooth smoke and palm spiced flavor to complement your favorite herb. I love that for legal reasons. It's called
weed.
Weeds.
Dandelion. You can eat dandelion greens. Mustard.
You could use dandelion.
That's a condiment.
You can put whatever you want in these spliffs, and it would still be a reasonably pleasant experience. The smoking portion from the leaf would be great.
The outside is phenomenal.
I
Whatever
tried.
inside, that's on you.
Yeah.
So if you're buying garbage, then
Yeah, I put
like,
banana peels and angel dust in one.
and
I never smoked it. I gave it to I said
read the copy.
Yeah.
I saw it on your face. No.
Yep.
That's what we're gonna do. No.
Yeah, whatever. Just abandon that joke. Spliff Society boasts 100% organic, all-natural leaves and filters. No tobacco, no glue, no chemicals. And what, Zig?
No peacocks.
No peacocking.
But there were two. I saw them across the street, Tampa.
I don't believe they exist. They're not a real animal. It's just a chicken with delusions of grandeur.
Okay.
Those palm leaf spliffs
disagree.
they're velvet to the touch. The spliffs, not the peacocks. They burn slowly, which are both true of spliffs and peacocks.
Especially if you dry them.
Yes, and they have an even, smooth pull. Fitting the bill is the best in the business. So stop wasting your time and money splitting and licking those tired blunts again. Our spliffs are allowed... Can I try that again?
Yeah, sure.
These spliffs allow for a clean and quick pack every time.
And they're allowed to
Own peacocks.
Ah-ha-ha!
It's made to smoke and packed to share. And peacocks are just Liberace pelicans.
For real, go to spliffsociety.org. Check out their stuff. They give a little bit of money to charity every time you buy. They give a little bit of money to us every time you use promo code Zig and Larry in all caps at checkout.
Larry.
They're fantastic people with a fantastic product.
It's true.
Sorry about the bird stuff, but that's true. I actually did see that in Tampa.
I don't doubt
just
it.
peacocks.
I don't doubt it. You've
Fancy
got
pants neighborhood.
you've got all types of stuff in Florida. It's kind of scary.
Minimum 2 peacocks.
Yeah, minimum 2 peacocks. It's up to 2 peacock minimum at every comedy club in Florida.
Can I be a pen pal with a little person?
I think we got to start now.
Scene?
Probably for the best. And we're back.
And we're back. Don't forget to use Zig and Larry at checkout as a promo code, and something will happen. It probably won't involve, I don't know, like clowns. Probably. Probably.
You'll get your very own cassette single of Life's Coming Back Round, and it's not even gonna spit.
It's not even gonna spit. A poem in Sorry X. So I wanted to I forced the tie-in this time, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, because I was trying to do a really lame show, which is going to turn into another really lame show.
Okay.
So last time it was my go. We played a game called You Can't Win and There's No Point to This, or something along those lines.
Sure. Yeah.
This is You Can't Win, There's No Point to This, and We're Old, Volume 2.
Great.
What I wanted to do
That sounds,
originally,
I just sound like I'm starting my set. Oh, great.
because you keep telling us we're exennials, you and I, and we're not, and it's a made up word, but it's like Scientology. It's just completely made up.
Yeah. This is
I
all
was-
made up. It's all of this.
I was my first goal was I was going to quiz you on Gen Z slang and see if you knew what it was. Now, shockingly enough, I went through 2 different lists of almost like 70 phrases, and I knew most of them. So that does not make either you or I relevant, because we are not.
No.
And and we never will be ever again. And I think that we both proved that, and we're comfortable with it. Which started down a rabbit hole. I was on a work Zoom the other day. That's what started this. Was somebody said no cap. Like, yeah, no cap, which apparently means no bullshit, or I'm not. And I said, what? I said no cap. You don't know what that means? Like, I don't have to. I understand the language as it was formed. No, I don't know what that is. Like, it's nothing. It's just like you're all. Yes, I am. I am. Yes, and I speak the language we've all fucking agreed upon. But it's just slang. It just rotates. It is what it is. So that got me going down a different rabbit hole. And one of my favorite things to do, which I don't believe I've ever done on the show, is funny things from Urban Dictionary. If I'm bored, you can just click random on Urban Dictionary and like 5 or 6 will pop up. And sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's just like, what's the definition of Beth? She's the girl with the blue eyes that I love. Jesus Christ. And like the guy who posted, his name's Malachi Goldberg from 2012. And you're like, oh, either if that's your name that you picked, you're rad, or your parents are rad, Malachi. I don't know, but somebody is. But I found a whole bunch of very funny Urban Dictionary phrases, and I'm going to force you to try to define them.
All right. Let's stretch that a little bit.
You had no fun last time. I had a lot of fun. We're going to do it again. Some of these you might know. Some of these get really weird. Some of these are actual slang.
Wait, you know what? Give me a second. I'm going to pause. Or you know what? You vamp. It's your turn to vamp.
Sure, absolutely.
I need more caffeine for this.
Okay.
So you vamp. I'll be right back.
Absolutely. So here's the thing. He's got to go all the way upstairs. What I did was I just went in the other room and got just this bowl of nonsense that this woman was trying to woo me with. It's very, when old women woo, apparently it's a huge $60 bowl of plant. They don't even give you like a flowers. It's just a bowl of plant. And I'm staring at it. That's the only reason why I'm talking about it. I think that we need to make sure that Smith has more booze when we do this, because when it's just coffee, it's just a recanting of the last 48 hours of his life, mostly because that's all he has the capacity for remembrance for. Anything that happened 20 years ago, he's got. I would say anything that happened in the last 48 hours, he's got. What he fed his children 2 days ago, he's not certain. Thanks to Pica, it could have been Earth. It's almost impossible to tell. Here he comes back. He's got a brand new vessel for his coffee.
Sorry, I should have put on pants before I stood up.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, so I'm going to give you an easy one to start with, just to build up your confidence, because I know you know what this one is.
Okay.
Right. Larry defined Irish handcuffs.
Is that when you have a drink in each hand?
Correct. Yeah. Very good. And it's also very, very bigoted. I would say racist, but being Irish is not a race. It's yeah. It's derogatory.
Did you see the panic in my eyes though? I was like, wait, I know this. What?
Yeah. If it was last time we did a show, you could, like I said, you're doing it now, and then you would spill one on. Here's one that you're not going to know, but we're going to use it from here on in.
Okay.
Well, here, let me just do this one. Larry, what's a meat catcher?
It's a listener of this show.
Yay! We keep forgetting that. Welcome, meat catchers. Don't forget that these goddamn things come out every Monday, wherever you get your podcast. Please like and subscribe. And the following Wednesday, this bullshit will be on YouTube. Nobody watches YouTube. We still keep posting them. Don't know why.
We sure do. And yeah, I have no clue.
No, we're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, one day maybe it'll catch on.
So I
mean, who wouldn't want to watch two 40-something-year-old white dudes sit in their various and sundry spaces discussing bullshit while staring at a Zoom screen? I mean,
that's a very, very specific audience.
It is, and I know they're out there.
We had God bless you for it, Oregon.
No shit.
We borked that. Larry, what's it mean to bork something?
To mess it up.
Correct. I just did all those to
give me a false sense of security.
Because we're gonna go to some of these that I fucking adore. Turkey perch. Fun to say.
Turkey perch.
Turkey perch, buddy.
You got a turkey perch. That is a large nose.
Close. It's a male member of such frightening length, girth, and rigidity that it could support the weight of the festive bird without fear of collapse.
That was my second guess. I swear to God. Because here's the thing. I was like, it's Urban Dictionary. It's probably got something to do with a dick. And that's, I mean,
Right.
It's a good guess. If it's Urban Dictionary, it's probably got something to do with your down below nethers.
It doesn't always have to, but it's, I would say 70% of the site. After a while, you do get bored with teenagers just throwing stuff up because they were cheating at Scrabble, grabbed a handful of letters out of the bag and went, I don't know, schnizzle bizzle. Probably dick related. I don't know. Dicks are funny. It's,
Schnizzle bizzle. That's when you nuzzle a slightly below average penis.
it's what the 6-year-old woman who gave me this bowl of plants wanted me to do.
Mm-hmm.
First, you got to lube up, then you got to scrub down, schnizzle bizzle. Larry,
Yes.
if I was to give you a howdy dookie, what was I doing?
You shit in your hand and shake my hand.
No, but I'm going to now.
It seems like a howdy dookie.
Yeah, how do I either A, convince you to come into the bathroom with me and wait, or B, sneak that into the kitchen around everybody else?
Well,
Does he have a handful of shit? Just wait. For what? None of this is good. It's gonna splatter, and I'm trying to make spaghetti.
And it would not, you've lured me into the bathroom before. You know that doesn't take, hey, Smith, get in here. Huh?
I refuse to confirm or deny that. Adamantly confused.
I just sit on the squatty potty and let you put your feet on my thighs so you still get the angle.
I like the way some people write. This is I'm assuming it's implied, but it's not said that this is consensual, but we're going to say implied that it is. The howdy dookie is the act of the act of an individual inconspicuously inserting his or her hand in the clothing of another man or woman in a social setting. A finger is then inserted into the rectum, followed by inward and outward movement. The movement is continued as the recipient interacts with others in the social gathering. And then
nope.
It's the equivalent of like giving somebody a foot job under the table, but a little stinkier. It's very similar to your handshake idea, but I do like the fact that this is how it was described. Can you use that in a sentence? Howdy dookie? Yes, certainly. Can I use it in a paragraph? Apparently he's going to. After dinner, Bruce's mother barely kept from fainting when she removed the tablecloth, revealing Stephen's feces-coated finger as it was swiftly pulled from Bruce's rectum after they were caught performing a howdy dookie on this Christmas Eve.
On this Christmas Eve. That's the best part. And
because that's the only part that I came up with. I just added that button just now. But everything else I read verbatim.
Yeah, I mean, I did that at my grandma's funeral to Nicole. I just didn't realize there was a name for it.
So this is the kind of shit that you expect from this fucking bullshit website. Hold on. I was going to say this one, but this is what got me down this road. The further we go down, the more I'm really upset with myself. And I'm like, this is not a good idea. This doesn't work, but that's fine. Do any of your kids, I know you're not terribly into it, any of your kids Pokemon?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you might know this. I actually had to D+ effort fucking research this before I realized what it was. What I'm going to mispronounce it most likely. Charizard or Charizard?
Charizard.
Okay, what is Charizarding? It's quite specific.
I want to say that there is something about going down on someone while someone else lights your farts.
Well, you get the light part correct.
Okay.
You know it has to involve fire, much like any carnival act that is in poor taste. the, I was researching this on the toilet, so I had to read this several bleary-eyed times before I went, because my Morning Thunder comes in stages and it takes a while. So I've got shit to do, and no pun intended. Charizarding is when you light a girl's pubes on fire, put it out with your jizz, then flap your arms and say, "You don't have enough badges to train me." Now, as somebody who doesn't know anything about Pokemon, the first time that you read that, you read it again and you go, that's very specific. That's got to be, there's got to be something there that I just am not getting.
Oh,
Took me a couple of Googles before I was able to hit Charizard. I'm like, oh, it's a Pokemon thing. Bad.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Mm-hmm. But it's the timing of that is shocking. First, you've got to light it, and then you've got to put some manner of accelerant. Because I don't know if you've ever had any of your hair lit on fire. I have once. It goes up real quick.
Yeah, I accidentally lit my beard on fire when I first started. Yeah, first started letting it grow out
because you were.
Because I was drunk trying to blow out a candle.
Excellent, and it wasn't even my birthday; it was my kids.
It was like one of those Bath and Body Works candles. And
why'd you give that to your kid on his birthday?
Because
that's what you give to the guy in the office who you don't really know very well. It's like, I don't know, getting metal straws and a candle.
It was a punishment. So here, happy birthday. Speaking of that, we're recording this on a Saturday morning, and I know occasionally he listens. Tomorrow is Gideon's birthday, so
hey,
happy birthday, buddy. Now I'm sure he already knew what Charizarding was, but I
just don't think it's possible, because you got to, without a friend,
how
like you have to edge yourself just to there while you're holding the lighter.
Yeah.
And then if you actually manage to extinguish the flame, because they're just going to go whip and they're going to be gone. If you actually manage to extinguish the flames with your ejaculate, then can you imagine if you fuck up the line? Oh my God, what a letdown.
The whole thing's ruined.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
you
the
don't have
engagement is off.
Oh, no, I fucked it up. Oh.
And we can't do it again for another month.
Exactly. I had to steal this lighter from my mom.
And you don't have enough jizz to put it out because because like a good partner, you did a morning crank, so you weren't a hair trigger by that night. And then now but you didn't have enough time to refill. You didn't eat a sandwich or have a glass of juice, or even a milkshake to help thicken the seed. And now you're just shooting kite string instead of boat rope.
A milkshake to thicken the seed.
I stand by it.
That's not how any of that works.
No, I'm no penis doctor, Zig. I just assume that there's a homunculus that runs the brain up here, and then little tiny pleasure demons that just run everything down below my belt.
Well, I jerked off in the morning. I had a milkshake. I rubbed yogurt all over my balls. Why did you do any of this? It was never explicitly told to me I couldn't. Okay. Well, I suppose.
It's worked before. It's magic.
This is the kind of thing that you find a lot on here. And I'm just going to read this because it reminds me of myself 30 years ago. And makes me happy that not a whole lot has changed. Slang has changed. Like the phrase "beat your face" is now not negative, which the first time I heard that. Do you know what that is actually? It's like, man, I beat my face.
No.
Aggressively and masterfully applying makeup. Looking good is to beat your face.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I know what beating other parts of me means, but
just slapping yourselves in the thigh with wood reeds.
Self-flagellation.
Apparently the definition. By the way, this only got a 1 thumbs up There's thumbs up and thumbs down. This has one thumbs up and nothing else. So this is penned by What the Fuck Danny. What the Fuck Danny is the moniker of this person.
It's my favorite modern author.
The Pleasant Valley High School definition. Pleasant Valley High School, school founded Bettendorf, Iowa, that claims every year to be the best school in Iowa. Most of that high quality education they claim to have is funded by the tax dollars of the silver spoon in the ass of the already entitled students. Our football is shit. Now all of a sudden he went to our. He's not even pretending to define anything. Now now what the fuck? Dan's just getting angry. Our football is shit because the only thing the kids are willing to hit hard is their vape. Depression and stress have become the sole personality trait of 50% of the girl population here, while the boys love to sit and listen because their snobby ass parents at home won't give them any attention. Pleasant Valley High School is so diverse and accepting, minus the 100 swastikas I have personally put on the bathroom stalls. By What the Fuck Daddy.
I guarantee you that's not a student. That's either a janitor or a disgruntled English teacher that wrote that.
I'm just impressed that they started with a definition and then just went immediately to like first person. Our football. It's like, oh, okay, we're on a fucking soapbox. Speaking of which, this is just a fun one after that ire. Shope. SHOIP.
Shope.
Mm-hmm.
That is a bar of soap that is covered in hair clippings after you've shaved.
Not a bad guess. Actually, the good thing about Urban Dictionary is you can just put that on there right now, and then they'll give you a mug. If you click on the Shope button, you want a Shope mug? Sure. We'll make anything. This is not, we don't have it in stock, but.
Yeah, we'll get it sent to you.
I'll use it as a sentence for you. By the way, this has 9 thumbs up and 15 thumbs down, which is very weird for this definition. The sentence is, since I was a young boy, it has always been my Sunday morning pleasure to Shope. It's not dirty.
It's not dirty.
No.
Because when you said Sunday morning pleasure, I was thinking jerking off in the baptismal pool.
Right. But... Siri, take a note. Set a reminder.
I gotta go to church tomorrow.
Rosalie.
Shit, we haven't seen Rosalie in a minute.
I just wanted to get you there. To Shope is to wash a female sheep with soap. Just washing you with soap. To Shope. So this kid apparently just lives on a farm. It's like, did you show up today? Yeah, I got to wash the fucking sheep. I mean, I used to like it when I was a boy. What are you doing to them? Just washing them.
Just washing them.
Is there any euphemism or anything derogatory here? No, not at all. I enjoy washing sheep, particularly the females with soap.
I find it very relaxing. I find it very it's a meditative for both me and the you, and we both enjoy each other's time. We have a long conversation without saying anything. It is not sexual. I would never violate my girls like that. Shope.
Click Shope mug. I bought a Shope mug. It's in the mail.
Did you really?
No, probably. You don't know.
By the way, Gideon's got a new mug.
But buy him one for his birthday.
Yeah, Shope. Here you go. I got you something from Urban Dictionary. Ooh, Shope. What the fuck, lame ass gift is that? But yeah, he got a mug that just says "This mug is a bomb," and he said, "I want to get a T-shirt that says "Read the mug," and then just stand in school and take a long sip while staring at people in the eye." Hello. I was like, yeah, the tall, skinny, blonde, white kid with anything. It's like, you can't take that to school, and you can't do that. You look like the kid that's going to.
Dad, can I have a leather trench coat? No, never. No.
Nope. No.
I'm not gonna. I didn't even think you were gonna anything. I don't finish that sentence because I don't want to know what you were going to say. This is something that I feel like we both should have done in the past, but it's just so very specific. I just want to read this.
Eiffel Tower?
It's called the Wobbly H when you're drunk. It's the Wobbly H.
Give
Don't
me
make
a
eye
nudge.
contact. You can with your buddy. You can hold one hand, but you can't hold both hands because that's weird.
Yeah.
But you can do one hand as long as you don't make eye contact. The other hand is for holding your balance like you're a high wire axe. It's like just off to the side, and or drinking or thumbs upping.
And now,
the
yeah,
camera.
occasionally you can give each other like the side eye and a little wink, just a little. Oh, we're doing this.
And after a while, you look down and realize there never was a woman there. It's just two big my pillows. And you had a plan.
Just that bear that you won together at the county fair.
If I would have read this first before I started drinking, I would have gone out to accomplish this. A Tom Waits breakfast. I don't know if this is apropos of anything, but I want it to be.
That is a one hard fried egg, a carton of cigarettes, half a fifth of whiskey, and just yelling at pigeons in the park.
It's not bad. It's a little bit more intricate, but this is just like I dig. This is Mr. Nick. Mr. Nick from 2011. Tom Waits breakfast is literally. I love the way he wrote this: buying 2 cans of sweet tea in the morning, pouring whiskey from your flask into aforementioned sweet tea. Period. Tom Waits breakfast, and then he goes on to do a little dialogue. It says the characters are you and me. You, why are you pouring that whiskey from your flask into that can of sweet tea at 10 a.m.? Me, I'm making myself a Tom Waits breakfast. You, can I have one? Me, sure. Scene. That's it.
This, you and I have had a very similar Tom Waits-esque breakfast. The last time I visited you in Chicago.
God. You know what the public needs? Us.
We should go out in tank tops and flip-flops. No, you should not. And we should walk home barefoot because our feet are covered in sand and mess. How far is it? About 6 blocks. 6 blocks in the city streets of Chicago barefoot. Nicole did it years ago when she was carrying her high heels, and I was wearing a stolen sombrero carrying an extra large pizza. We were a pair.
Nobody ever purchases a sombrero or an umbrella. Those are things that you find and or steal. Umbrellas are the only socially acceptable thing outside of pens to steal. If you find an umbrella anywhere, you have no obligation to look for the owner.
Well, I think when I took it from that Mexican restaurant, I thought that I was being clever and sneaky, but I know I was so drunk. I'm pretty sure one of the guys just went, "Enjoy," and that was it. Just 6-1 tonight.
I wish I had a big finish, but I don't. There's just a whole bunch of these goddamn stupid fucking things.
It's what I say during sex all the time. Wish I had a big finish.
I wish I had a big finish, but we're just gonna keep wiping. That's all. That's all we can hope for. It's just constant wiping. I do like the idea of sporking. That's the accidental erection that can happen while you're spooning someone. We went to sleep spooning. We woke up sporking. It was the weirdest camping trip ever.
I really like that. I really like sporking. I mean, both the definition and the act of it.
Some of these are clever. I'm realizing a lot of this is only funny to me when you're hungover, bleary-eyed, and taking a shit. Because that's the amount of research I did. Because that's the kind of mood you have to be in to laugh at something called a clutch oven. A clutch oven is when you fart in a car full of people, roll up the windows, and crank the heat for maximum effect.
Oh no! Oh. Why does this car smell like Decatur, Illinois?
For my last one, Jesus Christ, well, I did all my fucking in Decatur and it gets in the upholstery. For my last one, I'm going to call this the big finish. Actually, apropos of nothing, this just reminded me this from scrolling. I met 2 women walking and I felt immediately so bad for them. I could not stand it. I had to walk away. They were so sweet. I was walking my dog. They had very sweet dogs. I'm not sure if they were just friends or partners or roommates or neighbors or what, but they were walking like hand in hand with their two little dogs. They couldn't have been nicer. And their names were Alexa and Karen. I'm like, oh, the universe fucked you both right in the ass.
Yeah, they
I
sure
feel
did.
so bad for any really nice woman named Karen. I'm like, that's not your fault. Oh,
Yeah.
God, you have to hear that all the time. It wasn't even your parents' fault. Society did that to you. And this woman named Alexa, who was probably 38. So I'm like, that was before. Your parents thought they were doing something real fun, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm guessing you're a Hey Google kind of gal. You're a Siri person. There's no dot in your name because you can't be like, me, what's the weather today? You can't be doing that.
You know what? I just wish we would bring back Ask Jeeves.
Is he still being held hostage by
He-
by ISIS?
I think so. I think I I think Bing took him for that's what that's all Bing is just receive they receive the search and then they turn to Ask Jeeves and like give us that information, you son of a bitch.
Hold up today's paper. Is Ask Jeeves still a thing? I'm gonna Google Ask Jeeves. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Hold on.
Okay, real quick, you were talking about meetings. I ran to the store last night and I was kind of distracted thinking about all the things, where I needed to go and this, that, and the other. And this very nice young woman, I was trying to essentially merge into an aisle and she was coming the opposite direction and she was coming pretty fast and I stopped and just let her go. And she's like, oh, excuse me. And what I tried to say was no problem, not a problem, and have a good day all at the same time. And what came out, Zig, was no. But I did it with a smile. She was like,
No.
oh, excuse me. And I went, no, I gotta get cereal. And I just ran. I better get some Lucky Charms.
You know where the Golden Grams is, bitch? No.
I need some Honey Nut O's.
Ask Jeeves, according to Google, Ask Jeeves lasted until roughly 2005, the height, by the way, of the search engine, when it was rebranded as Ask.com, because why not? Because it was going so poorly. They're like, I don't know, just get rid of Jeeves. Is that all we need to do? The companies attempted to invade Yahoo Answers territory. That was the big gun they were going for by focusing on real person Q&A site, but Ask.com itself and its foray into search engineering in 2010. Now, that being said, Ask.com is still a website. And if you go into Ask.com, it is, what the fuck is this? It is basically just rebranded shit from BuzzFeed. Very good.
Excellent.
So now we know that, which we never needed to. And last on our list, if this doesn't work, and I totally apologize that you can't win, Larry.
Yeah.
This don't say chlamydia. What's a screw veneer?
Yep, you're right. Thank you for saying it. Yeah. Because I don't know, but I'm still itchy, is what I probably would have said. A screw veneer is when you go over to someone's house.
I told you not to make the joke, and you still did it.
I couldn't help it.
I didn't say chlamydia. It was just. I can't not poop all over it. Okay.
I gave you a howdy dookie.
Carrie and Alexa, they walk hand in hand against the world. Poor women.
A screw veneer is when you go to someone's house for a one-night stand. And then you take something of theirs that maybe they will or won't miss, like one sock, perhaps a pair of underpants, or a fork.
Yes, but it can be anything small or big. Correct. You bang someone, you're not really a big fan, you'll never do it again, and you're like, I don't know. It's kind of like a Hannibal Lecter, like keeping the ear kind of thing. It's very weird. Although
why I lost so many TVs.
I never did a screw veneer. I never like stole panties or anything. That's weird. I did have one on accident, and then I had to lock the doors. I'll explain. In between marriages, there was one day where I was down at the beach being Lake Michigan.
Hmm.
I was by myself. It was the middle of the summer. I had middle of 3 days off, and I was very drunk. And I picked up a woman who was also very drunk. We were walking distance to my apartment. My apartment was a very nice, but it was a basement apartment at the time. Nice for what it was, yeah. And I proceed to rail the young lady. Sober eyes realized that neither one of us were in a state to be around anybody else at that point. We knew what it was. It was like, well, if I don't puke and you don't puke much, why not? After the sloppiest attempt at intercourse I think I probably ever done, she informed me that she had to leave, and I said, "You don't got to." She's like, "I think we both know I do." I said, "Okay." She goes down, and then she starts texting me like, "I don't have enough money for the bus. Can I come back in?" I was half in the bag, and I was actually half asleep. And then she started texting, "Can I at least have my knife back?" She had stashed a 4-inch buck knife underneath one of the pillows.
You know what?
Possibly just for protection, possibly to do something untoward if I fell asleep. I'm not certain.
Uh-huh.
It could have gone either way there.
Yeah.
I mean, 32 teeth were not like a priority for her. So at that point, I just blocked the number, and it was a basement apartment. The only thing that's important about that is I closed all the windows. Like, this bitch could just kick one of these windows in if she had to. It's just good enough is she was so drunk. I'm pretty sure she couldn't find her way back from the train station, which was 2 blocks away. But yeah, so I had the buck knife for a while. It's a buck knife. It was good.
Yeah, buck knives are great. That's
after a while, the memory every time you hold something, it's like, oh,
yeah, it's a cursed
God.
item. It's a cursed item. Yeah.
Mhm.
So who did you give that to?
The universe, I think.
You threw it in Lake Michigan with all the other cursed weapons.
Put it in front of some like Santeria idol that's just like he likes rum and weapons and loose change. So just give it to him. I don't know.
Loose change and loose women.
He'll like the story. That's his kind of jam.
Yeah. Well, blessings to you, son. My blessings aren't worth much, but pew pew. All right.
Well, like a lot of my days when this started, I knew it wasn't going to work, but I did it anyway. Thanks for playing another round of This Won't Work and You Can't Win.
I'm always happy to play. This was a particularly fun round. And I made it. I was a whole episode sober.
I'm sorry.
I didn't hate it. I could not. There was no. I gotta perform tonight. I'm on. I gotta be on.
I give a fuck.
I'm just saying.
I'm not here to keep you fucking honest or like responsible.
I know. I'm saying it for not you.
No,
it's for the listeners. So, hey, if you preferred me sober, go fuck yourself. It's my show. I'll be whatever I want to be. Oh, well. That was
at
good.
The end of my beaker of watermelon brunch.
Well, that's then and I still have my beat up coffee mug from over a decade ago, but it's perfect because this finger fits right here in the dent.
Soundbite.
My finger fits right here in the dent. God damn it! That's the complete soundbite, isn't it? Hey, guess what?
What's that?
I love you.
I gotta pee.
I hear you.
Got to pee.
The best part's about hanging out with these guys. God damn it, son of a bitch, motherfucker.